going to be the basic windmill. Some prerequisites you would want before learning the windmill is going to be the backspin, which is from this position. Backspin, basic windmill by the way, and the hang glide to baby freeze. So hang glide, baby freeze. All right. Basically that's all you need. Make sure you master those 3 movements: the hang glide, the baby freeze, and the backspin. All right, guys. So with the basic windmill, you guys are gonna want to start off in the hang glide position. Start with your feet on the ground. You don't need to necessarily be up here. Like, learn that later. But right now, it's easier to start like this. So this hand, since I go clockwise, my left hand is gonna be out and my right hand is gonna be in my gut. You're gonna want to kind of drag with this hand. So you should kind of get a little bit of rotation with this hand. All right. So kind of just practice this. It's not too hard of concept, I guess, to learn, but it's really, really important because when I was learning windmills, like a long time ago, I never really implemented the pull, but the pull is it's really important to learn actually because it generates a lot of your momentum when learning the windmill at first. So again, practice this, and that'll be like step 1. All right. So step 2 is going to be the wind up with your legs. So the wind up with your legs is personally, it's for a lot of people, since the basic windmill is going to be one of those power moves that a lot of people try learning when they first begin breakdancing. It's going to be really, really weird. Like, the motion, I'm going to try my best to explain right now, but it's a very, very complex motion, and you're using a lot of your hips and not much of your legs. Alright? That's a lot of the moves of breakdancing. You're mainly using your hips, not your legs. So that's why I kind of said, though, to learn backspin, because it's the same motion you'll use for backspinning. Alright? So, again, so you're in the hang glide, right? Now, you want to lift this leg up, your left leg up, if you're going clockwise, first. And at the same time, you kind of want to go like that. Alright? So, you're lifting this leg up towards your face, and you're elevating it upwards. So, it's going in these 2 directions. And at the same time, your right leg, if you're going clockwise, opposite, if you're going counterclockwise, is going to be coming up like this. Let me show you from the back view. It's going to be coming up like this. Alright? So with both motions, it should be. Alright? Now try, if you could try implementing those two motions with the pull, it'll help you. That'll be kind of, it'll take you on the right path. There's like a little fuzzy right here and I'm trying to catch it. But it'll take you on the right path. So pull, alright? You want to kind of bring this towards your butt. As you saw, I probably didn't really explain this yet, but you want to pull this towards your butt. This comes up, and then this leg goes underneath. This is kind of where the hang glide to baby freeze comes in handy, because you're basically kind of taking your elbow and you're moving it a little bit from your gut. So it's kind of like this motion. Alright? And with the pull, it's like this. Alright? So once you have those couple motions down, it's time for the drop. And the drop is going to be the most painful part of the windmill. If you are practicing on concrete, but if you are practicing on carpet, you're lucky. Kinda. Alright, so a lot of people teach the drop in one motion kind of thing, but when I was learning the drop, I kind of got it down in a different motion. Alright, so knowing that you have this whole thing down, right, you're ready for the drop. If it looks exactly like that, you are ready for the drop, I guarantee you that. Alright, now the drop, a lot of people teach it like this. They'll say, while you're in hang glide, you kind of push the ground like this to go down, right? So, like this. I mean, and I know people who say it works for them, so I'm not going to bash on it, because it works, honestly. But when I was learning the drop, I kind of got more of the idea that if I kind of went like this, I drove my elbow inwards, it helped me go down a lot smoother than if I just dropped my elbow. With dropping back into a backspin, basically from any motion, even from standing, you want to go forearm. Let me see if I can show you in this view. It's forearm, shoulder, but you're not necessarily going on your shoulder. You're missing your shoulder by throwing your elbow in, you know? It's really, really weird the way to explain it, but if you drive your hand, if you kind of keep your weight on this part of your palm, and you drive your elbow in, you'll understand what I mean. Just practice it like this for the first few times to understand the concept. Because if you could just do this, it'll make a little bit of sense, you know? And at the same time, if you probably imply it with the other kind of drop, it'll come pretty quickly to you, alright? So, with the drop and the other motions I taught before, you should end up with something like this, basically, when you're first beginning. So, pull, wind, drop. Alright? So once again, you're gonna pull, you're gonna wind, you're gonna drop. Now, it's obviously not gonna be as easy as first, but something that kind of helped me out when I was learning windmills was I just kept the mind concept of keeping my legs straight. Keep your legs straight, guys. It really, really helps to ensure you use your hips and you're not kicking, because kicking is a bad habit with your, especially with like that. You're not gonna go nowhere with that. All right. So once again, this is gonna be the drop with the wind up. And yeah, that's the drop. So once you guys have the drop in the backspin and it's looking like that, you guys are really on the right path and you guys are super close to getting the windmills, okay? Now, what's left is catching. Catching can be difficult at first, but with practice, it comes pretty quick, alright? So, when I was first learning how to catch, I just focused on going in from the backspin into catching, alright? Catching, necessarily with the basic windmill, you're going to be rolling over, pushing with your arm to kind of generate a small force, not a small force, but you're going to push as hard as you can. You should be going bam, bam, you know, kind of elevate, being able to elevate yourself. And at the same time, this hand is going to be right there by your gut, right there in your stabbing position for your hang glide. Alright? And it's going to be ready to catch. So, you should be able to catch like that, right? So, practice that motion a lot. And you'll eventually get the grasp of it, alright? So, just, again, right here, elbows next to my gut, catch. Alright, so learning to catch, it's not all just upper body. Your lower body has a really big role into it, and that's because your lower body controls your hips. Now, when you're in the backspin, when you're right here, you want to take your right leg, if you're going clockwise, and pull it towards your face. And your left leg is going to be sweeping underneath. Your left leg is kind of going to generate that momentum to give you that speed to catch quicker and to go into your next windmill fast. But your right leg is important because if it's coming up towards your face, it's raising your hips. And the higher your hips are, the easier it is to catch. Alright? I'm gonna do an example right now and just try paying attention to my right leg. How it comes toward my face and I'm able to catch a lot easier. Alright? You see? It gives me the ability to clear and catch for that windmill. Implementing also the concept of pushing with my left arm and keeping my right arm in my gut. Now, if you noticed, I pulled my head off the ground. When learning the windmill, the basic windmill at first, you want to learn how to keep your head on the ground. What that's going to do is, it's going to keep your hips up. If you look up every time you do it, your feet are going to come back down. And that's going to be a really big common problem at first. But with practice, you're gonna be able to get rid of it. Just make sure when you're right here, when you're about to catch, you just do not be scared. Just kind of roll your forehead against the ground. Alright? It's easier if you keep your head on the ground when you're doing windmills all the time.